Welcome to Krishna Bedtime Stories with the sound of rainfall. Story 13. Brahma steals the Cowherd boys and calves. Part 3. When Brahma realized the terrible actions he had taken of kidnapping the Cowherd boys and cows, he became filled with shame. He fell down before little boy Krishna, just like a stick, to offer his respects. Because the complexion of Brahma is golden, he appeared to be like a golden stick lying down before Krishna. All the 4 helmets on the heads of Brahma touched the lotus feet of Krishna. Brahma began to shed joyful tears. He washed Krishna's lotus feet with his tears. Repeatedly he stood up and fell down and then rose again as he recalled the wonderful activities of the Lord. After repeatedly offering his obeisances, Brahma stood up and smeared his hands over his eyes. Seeing the Lord before him, he was trembling as he began to offer prayers with great respect, humility, and attention. Brahma said, "My dear Lord, let me offer my respectful, repeated obeisances unto the son of Maharaj Nanda, who is standing before me with conch shell, earrings, and peacock feathers on your head. Your face is so beautiful. You are wearing a helmet garlanded by forest flowers, and you stand with a morsel of food in your hand. You are decorated with a cane and bugle, and you carry a buffalo horn and flute. You stand before me with small lotus feet. Your bodily features are the color of clouds filled with water. You are glittering with a silver electric aura emanating from your yellow garments. My dear Lord, people may say that I am the master of all Vedic knowledge, and I am supposed to be the creator of this universe, but it has been proven now that I do not understand your personality." Brahma continued, "Your appearance as a cowherd child is for the benefit of the devotees, and although I have committed offences at your lotus feet by stealing away your calves, boys, and cows, I can understand that you have mercy upon me. That is your transcendental quality. You are very affectionate towards your devotees." Brahma continued, "I can feel you within my heart, and I can also see you before me now. My conclusion is, therefore, that you are the Supreme Soul, Absolute Truth, and the Supreme Original Person. Your pastimes as the little son of Mother Yasoda, or the Lord of the Gopis, are never contaminated by material qualities. When you place yourself subordinate to your father and mother, Nanda and Yasoda, you are not reduced in your potency. This is an expression of your loving attitude for your devotees. My dear Lord, I pray that I may be so fortunate that in this life or in another life, wherever I may take my birth, I may be counted as one of your devotees. Wherever I may be, I pray that I may be engaged in your devotional service. I do not even care what form of life I get in the future, because I can see that even in the form of cows and calves or cowherd boys, The devotees are so fortunate to be always engaged in your transcendental loving service and association. Therefore, I wish to be one of them instead of such an exalted person as I am now, for I am full of ignorance. I am simply surprised with the fortunate position of Maharaj Nanda, Mother Yasoda, and the Cowherd men and gopis, because you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, are existing here as their most intimate, lovable object. My dear Lord, I am therefore not interested in either material opulences or liberation. I am most humbly praying at your lotus feet for you to please give me any sort of birth within this Vrindavan forest, so that I may be able to be favoured by the dust of the feet of some of the devotees of Vrindavan. Even if I am given the chance to grow just as the humble grass in this land, that will be a glorious birth for me. But if I am not so fortunate to take birth within the forest of Vrindavan, I beg to be allowed to take birth outside the immediate area of Vrindavan, so that when the devotees go out, they will walk over me. Even that would be a great fortune for me. I am just aspiring for a birth in which I will be smeared by the dust of the devotees' feet. In this way, Brahma, the master of this universe, after offering humble and respectful obeisances and circumambulating Krishna 3 times, was ready to return to his abode known as Brahma Loka. Krishna, by his gesture, gave Brahma permission to return. As soon as Brahma left, Lord Sri Krishna immediately appeared as he had on the very day the cows and cowherd boys had vanished. Krishna had left his friends on the bank of the Jamuna while they were engaged in eating lunch, and although he returned exactly 1 year later, the cowherd boys thought that he had returned within a second. They could not understand that for 1 whole year they were absent from the Jamuna bank and were under the spell of Brahma's illusion. The boys began to laugh, thinking that Krishna was not willing to leave their lunchtime company. They were very jubilant and invited him. "Dear friend Krishna, you have come back so quickly." "All right, we have not as yet begun our lunch, not even taken 1 morsel of food. So please, come and join us and let us eat together." Krishna smiled and accepted their invitation, and he began to enjoy the lunchtime company of his friends. After finishing their lunch, Krishna and his friends and calves began to return to their Vrajabhumi homes. While passing, they enjoyed seeing the dried carcass of Aghasura in the shape of a gigantic serpent. When Krishna returned home at Nanda Maharaj's palace, he was seen by all the inhabitants of Vrindavan. He was wearing a peacock feather in his helmet, which was decorated with forest flowers. Krishna was also garlanded with flowers and painted with different coloured minerals collected from the caves of Govardhan Hill. Each of the cowherd boys had a bugle made of a buffalo horn and a stick and a flute, and each called their respective calves by their particular names. They were so proud of Krishna's wonderful activities that while entering the village they all sang his glories. All the gopis in Vrindavan saw beautiful Krishna entering the village The boys composed nice songs describing how they had been saved from being swallowed by the great serpent and how the serpent was killed. They described that Krishna is so wonderful that he saved them from the clutches of the great serpent. But little did they know that 1 year had passed since the killing of Aghasura. Anyone who hears, recites, or chants these pastimes surely gets all his spiritual desires fulfilled. Sweet dreams of Krishna, who is loved by the Cowherd boys, the calves and the cows of Vrindavan. Namaste.